Well, hey, and welcome back to the Vike Night podcast. This is the place where we give you reviews, recaps, and takes on our favorite team, the Minnesota Vikings. Skull, collective sigh.
Collective sigh.
Yeah, we moved to 2-2 as the Vikings fall 21-24 to the Pittsburg Steelers in Dublin. No dubs in Dublin, all right? This is a place I did not realize the Steelers had such a strong hold on, by the way. I thought all of Europe was just Vikings fans, but being challenged on that. Overall, anyway, about this game, we thought we had to absolutely win this one, and we just couldn't quite get there. Things looked bleak for most of the game. Wentz was sacked 6 times. He threw an interception to TJ Watt. They went 4 for 4 on third down.
4 for 14.
Or yes, Ooh. 4 for 14 as a team on third down.
I wish we went 4 for 4.
Gosh, same. Nice. Gainwell just ran right through us. Aaron Rodgers had that 80-yard touchdown to Metcalf, which Isaiah Rodgers ran really fast trying to get him. Broke some kind of speed record. He also blocked a field goal. So awesome. Thank you, Aaron Rodgers. Then in the let me run that back. Roll that back, Isaiah Rodgers. No thanks to Aaron Rodgers at all. In the fourth quarter, we were losing 24-6, 24-6. And the Vikings tried to tap into that JJ fourth quarter magic versus the Bears. Wentz threw 2 touchdowns, 1 to Xavier Scott. Then there was that awesome 80-yard pass to Jordan Addison. So excited for that. Took a while to get there, but that was awesome to see. That set up a 2-yard pass to Naylor to get that 4th down touchdown. It wasn't enough in the end. Nice to see them put back a comeback effort, but I don't know, it hurts. I've seen the Vikings do weirder things, however. They can still go on to win more games than they've lost. It's only been 4 weeks in. It's 2-2. 2 other teams in our division are 2-2. I mean, it's really open. I don't want to hit the panic button yet, but I am fearful. I'm a little bit fearful. I don't know. What do you guys think about how the game went? It was kind of a foggy game, honestly. I feel like I didn't process it while it was happening. Kind of just sad.
Before we get into it, do you think we could just go over the roster news, injury news real quick here
Absolutely. So, Brian O'Neill has an MCL sprain. It's not a tear, though. So he may be out for a few weeks. I don't know, 4 or 5 games at the most. I really can't say. But the good news, it's a sprain, not a tear. Ryan Kelly out with yet another concussion. That's his second in 4 games. That's 4 out of 5 total for him. That's super concerning. And in better news, CJ Ham's practice window is open after his knee injury in August. So we don't know if he'll come in and play versus the Browns, but it's definitely possible.
Let's go, Hammer. Be very excited to see him come back.
Friend of Sioux Falls, for sure.
Exactly. Just for at least for my thoughts in the game, to me, it comes down to these injuries and the performance on both sides of the trenches, really. The O-line allowed 14 quarterback hits and, as you mentioned, 6 sacks. You compare that to Pittsburgh, and they only allowed 4 hits and 2 sacks. So these guys on the inside were just not getting it done. The O-line carousel continues as like you said, O'Neill and Kelly are going to be out for week 5 here. So we'll be seeing a new group of guys for the 5th week in a row now, which is just wild to me that we've had to endure this early in the season so far. Luckily, I've heard that Myles Garrett DNP today, so maybe these guys will catch a lucky break.
I'm sure he's salivating, though.
Oh, yeah, he's licking his chops at our front 5 right now. But, it's just too little too late as this kind of, echoed the vibes of that game 1 for me. And, Carson, he had it all out in front of him in that fourth quarter, with a minute left in the game. And him, the O-line, I think just pretty much shit the bed. Some people are making a big deal out of the play clock situation, and that they found out shortly before the game that the play clock on one side of the field was going to be turned off, which is stupid. I think if you're going to be making this big of a deal to have these international games and have these NFL players come there in these crucial games, you should be making sure that stadium can accommodate basic functions like a running play clock. But, they were aware of it before the game, and I just don't think that's some people making a really big deal out of it. It's just, I don't think that's an excuse for, not hustling and executing. They practice these 2-minute drills all the time. Just couldn't get anything done there to get those 3 points to tie the game. So, yeah, it sucks for this to be our first international loss, but we have a chance to redeem ourselves next week in London. Lucas, you got any quick thoughts here?
Yeah, I mean, it was a hard game to watch. I think we all struggled. Given our circumstance, we were so excited. We stayed up all night for this game. By the point of the game time, we were basically all zombies at that point. So, our energy wasn't right. It didn't feel like the Vikings' energy was right. And the whole game just felt off until they got going in the fourth quarter. And I'm just so sick of seeing that. When are we going to see them come out and smack somebody in the mouth? I just am waiting for it. Obviously, we had a sack on our first play on defense. We took Rodgers down, and I was like, oh boy, here we go. But from there on out, it was really, really tough. Rodgers looked good, better than I thought he would. And the Vikings just couldn't get it going until late, and that stinks. So, yeah, let's move on to the next portion of our show here.
I just want to say about the O-line too. I mean, I know you can't account for injuries before the season starts, but I just can't believe this is where we're at versus how excited we were. It's a struggle. But let's move to our Pride of Valhalla award. And Lucas, let's go back to you. Who showed Viking toughness through this loss that showed we're still in this game?
Yeah, you mentioned there's not a ton of players that we got super excited about, especially through the first 3 quarters. There was a lot to be desired. But one player who stood out from the jump and kept hustling all throughout was Jalen Redmond. This is our guy. We're talking about a 26-year-old, second-year UDFA. He was a star in the UFL. Vikings signed him to their practice squad last year, and he got in limited action. And we loved for what we saw from him last year. And we thought, okay, this is a good piece rotationally behind these 2 high-paid defensive interiors. But so far, he's showing to me that he is the guy when it comes to getting interior pass rush. Mm-hmm. He got 2 sacks in this game, including on the first play of the game. It was a free rush at Rodgers, and he was never going to be denied. It was not going to be a situation where Rodgers eluded him, escaped the sack, stepped out of the sack. Redmond grabbed him and just slung him to the ground like a rag doll. And I just love to see it. And I thought Redmond was going to be a dominant presence in this game. And for the most part, he was. I love the way that he plays. He was graded out at a 77 from Pro Football Focus, PFF. And that was the highest grade on the team. So that shows me that he really, really is that guy on the defensive interior. If we're looking for more interior pass rush on passing downs, I want to see Redmond more going forward. Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave, they just don't seem to be getting it done on the same level that this young buck is. So, you got to go with who's giving you those results. So when it comes down to 3rd and long, I want to see Redmond on the field every single time in those pass rush packages. So not a lot that I love to see from this game, but I did love to see our UDFA take a big step up and have a huge performance this Sunday. So I can't believe they only sacked Aaron Rodgers twice. Jalen Redmond got both of them, so I can't see how I could give my pride to any other player than this dude, Jalen Redmond. Shout out.
All right.
Who you got, Phil?
Well, so I got for my pride here, I'm going with Xavier Scott. Just a guy we've talked about quite a bit, and I thought he had a pretty good game here. It was one of those few bright spots. He had, I believe, 2 carries for 1 yard. Now, you might be saying, well, what the crap? Why is he a pride there? But, hey, this guy caught 5 passes for 43 yards, and he had that beautiful toe tap touchdown there in the 4th quarter. He was second on the day in catches, only to JJ. So he had more than any other pass catcher in that aspect. Unexpectedly, at least to me, he did a great job in the passing game. And I don't, from my recollection, that's not something we saw much of in the preseason. So that's really promising to see as of right now. And if he can build off that performance, I think it should be crucial for next week as he seemingly fills what will become that Aaron Jones role when he returns from injury. With I'm pretty sure we're going to be rolling with Jordan Mason as that hard runner for the remainder of the year, and then Aaron Jones will kind of be that guy that comes in periodically and has those big catches and whatnot. So for him to be doing that was really good to see. He had the third highest PFF score with a 73.7, and it's 70 score, so it's like all around in this game, no one really had an Isaiah Rodgers 99.9, but had a decent pass blocking grade as well, 76.8. That's only behind O'Neal and Oliver, who are notoriously great pass blockers. So
man, I think that's huge. I think that might be the most pride that I feel from Xavier Scott in this game is the pass blocking.
Yeah.
Rookie running backs come in and are notorious for not being able to pass block. It is such a crucial thing for running backs to be able to do in this league if they want to stay in this league. Mm-hmm. Aaron Jones has made a living off of being a excellent pass catcher and an excellent pass blocker. And I felt like Xavier Scott really, really stepped up into that role. And I was so happy to see this grade from him where it looked like, yeah, he was picking up those blitzes. Wentz got sacked a lot, but at least it wasn't on our running back. So Xavier Scott, he played his heart out, and I'm proud of him too.
Hell yeah. Moving on to DogGonnit here. Lucas, who do you got for your offensive DogGonnit?
Yeah. Keep in mind, we give out our DogGonnit award. Not to the worst player of the game, not somebody who is just a train wreck. They will never play well again, but somebody who just had a few plays that just made you shake your head, made you say DogGonnit. And for me, that is Carson Wentz in this game. I feel bad for him. This guy is a victim of the circumstances of the O-line around him. He had guys going down left and right. He had 2 interceptions that were batted down at the line. Who knows what they could have been had they not been deflected? I'm thinking probably easy completions. You could see the frustration on him. It was just really tough for Wentz all day to get into a rhythm and get it going with getting pressured almost on every drop back. He did have 2 more should-be interceptions, I'll call them. One of them was right before he threw the touchdown to Jalen Naylor. He tried to squeeze one into him. Looked like triple coverage. It was never going to be there. Luckily, it just got deflected, and they lived to see another down. The other one was on the last drive before things went truly sour. The first play of the last drive, he hits somebody on the sideline, and a DB for the Steelers stepped in front of him. And had he maintained possession while he tapped his feet down, that would have been a game-sealing interception for the Steelers and an even uglier day for Wentz. Luckily, he got bailed out by the refs on that one. It looked like a pick to me, but it wasn't. So we got another chance. But then we get to the rest of that last drive, and that's where I just repeatedly was saying, DogGonnit. We're talking awful clock management and just terrible awareness on the last drive. You could see that Blake Brandel, our left guard, got blown up on the sack that he took on the last drive. But if you're Wentz in that situation, you can't try to make a play and scramble backwards thinking that you're going to get away from this guy who has a free rush at you. Instead, you just need to throw that ball out of bounds and live to see another play, especially if you're talking about 1 minute left, no timeouts. Like, we just need to play smart there, and I don't feel like he really played smart in that situation.
Real quick, I just thought of something.
Please.
Have we had a quarterback yet throw a ball, like, if they're getting pressured and there's nothing open, just throw a ball out of bounds yet? Like, not even one time.
You would have to hope that at some point that is happening. But I think that's a really important part of playing quarterback. And you saw Aaron Rodgers do it all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Earlier in Rodgers' career, he could scramble and really make incredible plays. But now he uses his head when he's playing because he can't use his physical abilities as well. And so if the play's not there, Rodgers will throw it away. And that is what makes him truly one of the greats. And that's something that we haven't seen from our rookie quarterback. And that's something that we haven't seen from our veteran filling in. We know this about Carson Wentz. He always wants to make the big play. Sometimes it's just not there. And both him and J.J. McCarthy have a problem of holding on to the ball too long, trying to make something out of nothing. And really, with how excellent of a play caller Kevin O'Connell is, with how he can scheme guys open, I really wish we would stop with the trying to create something out of nothing, trying to scramble from the quarterback position, because it's just not happening, especially in crunch time. It was just embarrassing. Taking a sack under a minute left in the game is detrimental. The intentional grounding was embarrassing. I wish he could have navigated that situation just a little bit differently. It's a 13-yard penalty and a loss of down. And then the next play, they're taking a delay of game on 4th and 12, giving them no chance on 4th and 17. Like, what play, even the best play caller, what are they going to call on 4th and 17? Like, how are you going to get that? They're going to be sitting at the sticks. They're going to be ready for a pass play. There's just no way. So it was generally disappointing to watch Carson Wentz play, because I was singing his praises all week. I was talking about it's going to be Wentz mania. I just can't wait to see it. And it didn't happen. So he had the keys to the Ferrari, and he scuffed it up while he was trying to park it, man. He blew it. This was his opportunity to show that he can be a winning starter in this league still. And I think everybody still has the same questions that they did about Carson Wentz. Can he do it on a consistent basis? Can he play the game in an intelligent way? Or is he just going to try to make miracle plays happen? And, that just doesn't fly in this league. Guys are too fast. It just didn't work. So really hard to see it. Tough to see all those turnovers. Hard to see all the turnover-worthy plays.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of disappointment from our offensive side of the ball, which brings us to your point. What do you think about this O-line, man?
Well, yeah, so leading into mine here, it kind of just bounces off of Carson Wentz. Kind of the reason why he was looking like ass is because of our interior offensive line. And I might be cheating a little bit here because I'm going to be naming 3 guys, but just, gosh, from what we've seen, and you kind of mentioned this too, like, compared to our initial expectations, has been certifiably disgusting. It just, big thumbs, 2 thumbs down. As a whole, they allowed 14 quarterback hits and 6 sacks. I mentioned that earlier, compared to Pittsburgh's 4, it's 2 sacks. It's hard to find a bright spot when looking at these guys right now. We got Michael Juergens, who came in for Ryan Kelly after he got that concussion, ended up finishing with a 46.4 PFF score. He currently ranks 47 out of 48 qualifying centers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Will Fries had, with the ineligible man downfield penalty, I believe he was like 7 yards past the line. So now that's 2 weeks in a row with an absolutely boneheaded play by a right guard that we are paying 80-some million.
If I'm not mistaken, it wasn't even like a screenplay where these illegal man downfield plays happen. Like, you see it happen on screenplays, you see it happen on RPOs. This was like a drop back pass, and his dumbass was like 7 yards downfield. It's like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
So
dude?
Will Fries, we have to question the ball knowledge, the football IQ. I'm like, bro, you gotta quit doing dumb shit out there.
Right, and it sucks because overall Will Fries has probably been one of the more consistent guys, but yeah, he has these periodically dumbass decisions that he makes that we're getting penalized for. So Will Fries gets a doggone it.
Doggone it.
Blake Brandel gets a doggone it.
Doggone it.
You talked about this. Got steamrolled on one of those last plays of the game, and it's a got to have it moment, and that leads to Carson Wentz. Did he take the sack on there?
That was the play where he took the sack, and it wasn't even close. It was embarrassing.
Right. So now and I don't even know exactly. So with we got O'Neal out, so it's going to be school. So I'm guessing that we're going to do who was left guard in place of Jackson? That was Brandel.
That's
right.
Yeah, so it's going to go School, Brandel. Are we rolling with Juergens this week? I don't think Ryan Kelly's coming back.
Right.
And then right guard is Fries still. And then right tackle, I don't know who's going to...
What is Walter Rouse doing, dude? I thought you've been wanting to see
I'm a
him.
Walter Rouse believer. This guy just looks like somebody who is a mountain of a man and can really move people.
He does.
Let's see what we got with Walter Rouse, because this combination we're rolling out there is just not it.
Not it. So, yeah.
Doggone it to the whole offensive line, the quarterback. It was all tough. It's hard to watch.
It's all tough. So, moving on to defense here. Lucas, who do you got?
Yeah, defense was okay. They played an all right game. They got theirs a few times, but overall, I thought they were just fine. Definitely not what we expect the standard to be from Minnesota Vikings defense. And one of the big reasons that they let us down a bit was Ivan Pace. This is a guy that I praised a lot this year, but not in this game. I felt like he made so many mental mistakes, was out of position so many times that it was just a glaring, obvious note that he really, really struggled. In this game, Ivan Pace recorded a 46 PFF grade, which is second lowest on the team. He had a terrible blown coverage. Will go down as one of the worst ones of the year, where he is supposed to be guarding the middle of the field. He's supposed to be the middle linebacker, guarding the middle for slants, whatever's coming over the middle. And there is the Metcalf play where he is running a slant right through the middle of the field. And Pace leaves his position to go chase after the running back in the flat. And on that play, you can clearly see Isaiah Rodgers guarding the flat, guarding that running back. So there was no reason for Ivan Pace to leave his zone and go guard the running back. And it left Metcalf to get a full head of steam. Ended up being an 80-yard touchdown on something that should have been at most like a 15-yard catch. So I think the same reason we praise Pace is also his downfall. He plays with instinct, but he doesn't always follow his assignment. And I think Brian Flores has schemed this defense up so where if you do your job, everything's going to be just fine. Like, you don't need to be this wild stallion. I don't know what it's going to take. We're going through a lot of growing pains with Ivan Pace for him to turn into this crazy whirling dervish into an actual polished professional middle linebacker in this league. He's just not there yet. He's very, very talented. Obviously, he makes incredible plays, but when it comes to playing a game against a quarterback with, a really cerebral approach to the game like Aaron Rodgers have, he just got exposed. You could tell that Rodgers was toying with Pace. He was moving him out of positions, and he just was the superior player on there. So you want your middle linebacker to be your smartest guy on the defense. You want him to orchestrate the whole defense. And you could tell he was just scrambling, trying to make impressive plays. And it just wasn't happening for Pace today. So there's several times where I roll my eyes and say, doggone it, at Ivan Pace's performance. I got to see more from him. We need solid linebacker play while Blake Cashman is out.
Yeah, we do. And I wouldn't be surprised if once Cashman comes back, we just roll with Eric Wilson and Cashman, given the inconsistency that we've seen from Pace.
I think I'd prefer it. And then you just bring in Pace on pass rushing downs, let him blitz, whatever. But no, he can't be this every down linebacker if he's not going to follow his assignments.
I'd have to agree.
But there's other weak points of the defense. This one, I think, we haven't talked about him all year, and because he hasn't done anything.
Exactly. Yeah, mine is Theo Jackson here. Finished the game with one assisted tackle, and overall hasn't filled the Cam Bynum role whatsoever. And it's like you said, it's like he's not even on the team.
It's a hard role to fill.
It is. And, last year it seemed like every single game we were getting a highlight reel of Cam Bynum doing something, whether it was one of his dances or just he was a consistent playmaker. Him and Metellus out there were kind of a dynamic duo. And it's just all around, I think it's just been uninspired play so far into the season for a guy he played 100% of the defensive snaps last week. So overall on the year, he has 6 total tackles. You compare that to Metellus's 23. So it's like, I don't really know what we're doing here. Theo Jackson, I'd like to see him elevate his game, and I'd like to see him start that against the Browns. Then you got the bye week. Let's reset here, go into the bye 3-2 with a winning record. Get these guys' heads straight. Overall, DogGonnit to Theo Jackson.
Yeah. I think they would like to feel like this guy is special. You hear the team talk about Theo Jackson and like, oh, anytime he steps in, he makes plays. There was a lot of hype for him preseason from the coaches. To me, he's not Cam Bynum.
No.
What Cam Bynum brought was such a great energy to the team. Obviously the celebrations are going to be what goes viral, but everything that goes into those, getting together with your teammates, having a laugh, taking a break from what is probably a very, very stressful position. Cam Bynum has a great way of just putting a smile on somebody's face. And, Theo Jackson's probably a great guy. I bet we're going to learn to love him as the year goes on, especially if he makes big plays for our team. But right now it's just not happening, and he's certainly no Cam Bynum. So, the Colts are lucky to have him. I know my Colts fan friends are loving him. Shout out to the Fritz boys. They're having a great time with Cam Bynum.
Colts are, honestly, in my opinion, maybe the most fun team in the league this year so far.
Yeah. And they're just playing with house money. They're riding with Daniel Jones. They got Cam Bynum. The vibes are high down in Indy. So
that's what happens when you inject a little bit of purple into another team, dude.
That's
you
right.
see them
That's
start.
right.
It really is. It really is. That's how it goes down. Well, Phil, I'm super curious to see what our first mystery award is, because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking there's so much lore here. So please start us with the mystery awards.
Okay, so I know what the one you're talking about that you're curious about, and I'm gonna give it quick because we've already talked about this player, but I'll let you guys guess here. For number one, we got the Perc Destroyer Award. Who's got the Perc Destroyer Award?
You can go ahead and guess, Alana, if you think you know.
It's got to be a man that took down Perc Rogers himself. So it's got to be Redmond.
Okay, Lucas.
It is Redmond. He's the only one who actually got to him. I can't
Yes.
I can't believe that they couldn't sack Rodgers more than twice.
It's unreal. I was expecting
Another DogGonnit to Dallas Turner. Honorable mention, Dallas Turner. Where are you? Grenard. I know you play hard. I know he's out there grinding. Where are the sack numbers from Grenard? They couldn't get to Rodgers, man. I couldn't believe it. He must have been getting the ball out quick. They had a great scheme, great play calls. I wish they could have gotten to Rodgers more. It's disappointing, but is Jalen Redmond the guy? Is he the Perc Destroyer?
He is the Perc Destroyer, guys.
That's right.
Jalen Redmond. So won't dive much more into it. Just happy to see, Perc Rogers get put on his ass.
Yeah.
It's always good to see. Real quick, here's one that maybe, I don't know. I just typed this up quick. The iShowSpeed Award. Who's got that?
Well, I could not. Oh, it has to be Isaiah Rodgers.
Lucas?
Well, I would strongly guess that it is Rodgers for recording the fastest time ever recorded in an NFL game. I really do think it's Rodgers, but we don't talk about this guy enough. Jalen Speedy Naylor. Naylor, 1 catch for 2 yards and a touchdown. I said it last week, when you need it the most, Naylor will be that guy who steps up and makes that big catch. Love what I see from my wide receiver 3 position. I know it's not him. Who's the iShowSpeed Award?
iShowSpeed, it is Rodgers. He did record that fastest recorded time since they've been clocking that on the, unfortunately,
Just
it had
from
to
running,
be,
just the fastest guy running on the field, right? Like,
well,
It's
he's
crazy.
trying to chase down Metcalf, and so you got to be pretty freaking speedy to do that, considering Metcalf was, one of those guys on one play like years ago. He chased down a player and punched it out at like the
famously
25.
chased down Buda Baker, and it was like incredible. So Metcalf is one of the fastest guys in the league. Apparently, Rodgers was running faster than him. So
wish he could have caught up. So
and what was it, like 23.2 something?
over 23 miles an hour.
Wow.
pretty insane.
Go on a treadmill and set it to 15 and see if you can keep a pace for even 15 seconds.
Right.
Crank it up to 23. I don't even know a treadmill that goes up to 23 miles an hour. That's outrageously fast. And he was running under control at a consistent pace, 23 miles an hour. This guy is crazy fast. I love Isaiah Rodgers. Let's get the ball in his hand. We talked about this a little bit. Can I get an Isaiah Rodgers jet sweep on offense one time this year?
One time.
Get
Let's
him out
go.
there, number 2. They won't see him coming. And he's just going to blaze the defense, man. I would love to see that.
I couldn't agree more.
Could I give out my award?
You go for it, man.
I'm excited about this one. This is one I feel very, very passionately about. And I'm not sure if you'll get it. We've talked about it a little bit. This is the Back to Your Roots Award. Who needs to go back to their roots?
To your roots. Okay. Is it like a positive leaning award, or you saying like this guy just needs to go back to his root? Okay.
It's not necessarily negative.
How about Alana?
Oh,
I'd
well,
like to
the
hear your
wheels are
guess.
turning. I was hoping you'd guess first.
I need you here, please.
Oh, oh man. Back
Kiss.
to your kiss already. Shucks, I don't know. This one's really got thrown me for a loop.
Okay, well,
Who's older who's been on the team is what I'm trying to think of.
Oh, he's been with the team for years.
God, I hope it's not Harrison Smith.
Andrew DePaula.
Andrew DePaulo, great guess. Alana.
Smith. I don't know.
Harrison Smith.
Harrison Smith. Love him, but maybe.
Okay, so I'll comment on those two players. Andrew DePaulo, he's perfect. He's right in every way. He is the Italian representation on the Minnesota Vikings. We love a good Italian man that's good at his
Can
job.
I update my guess?
Yeah, please.
Justin Jefferson had a pretty decent game.
He got back to his roots.
Did he go back to his roots?
So here's my
His
point with
roots.
DePaulo is he's been doing it. He's good. I'm not worried about DePaulo. Here's my point on Smith. He's golden. He came back in. He's making a difference. He had that big tip. Looked awesome. Would have loved to see him sack Rodgers or intercept Rodgers because those guys, they have a classic rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
So, Harrison Smith, I don't know how he played this game. He's probably all right. Justin Jefferson was spectacular in this game. So great to see him go over 100 yards. But friends, the person who needs to go back to their roots is Kevin O'Connell.
Oh.
Kevin O'Connell needs to start calling some plays
My man.
from his bag. I don't know what this is this year. I can specifically remember watching the first game under the Kevin O'Connell regime with Phillip and our other buddy Luke. We had a great time watching that game, and we were mystified because for years we were the victims of horrible offensive play calls from the Vikings. And under Kevin O'Connell, it just seemed to make sense. He was scheming his guys open. Justin Jefferson was a maniac under Kevin O'Connell. He got him wide open in that game against the Packers 5 times for 30-plus yard gains. I think Jefferson had over 180 yards, 2 touchdowns in that game against the Packers. And I was like, man, this guy can really call plays. He has an amazing way to scheme his guys open. Mm-hmm. And it just doesn't feel like he's calling plays that are advantageous to the players that he has. And I just don't know when we're going to see that. I'm waiting to see a game where the offense has genuine rhythm, where things look easy like they have in the past. I felt like for Kirk Cousins, for Sam Darnold, for Josh Dobbs, he had set up this offense to be very user-friendly for the quarterback. Why would we step away from that with a rookie quarterback and then with this veteran quarterback that just seems to struggle to stay on the task of the plays? Maybe it's the guys operating it, but really, I think we are running too many long developing plays that are just not seeing them come to light. We're just not seeing these plays actually develop into what they're supposed to be. Mm-hmm. By the time that receivers are getting out of their breaks, the quarterback is scrambling, getting sacked, what have you. So it's just not working. I need to see more quick passing game. I love what I saw in the first half, getting Jefferson the ball early and often, and then he went away from it again in the second half. So this is my plea to Kevin O'Connell. Please get back to your roots. Call the plays that got you into the position that you're in. Call the plays that allowed you to go on a 13-win season and a 14-win season. Be this offensive guru that everybody hypes you up to be, because right now it just feels like we're overcomplicating things. So can we pull it back? Can we simplify it just a little bit and really start seeing some magic, some rhythm in this offense? That's my request.
I think you're
Right.
exactly right. I mean, when I was thinking about this podcast earlier, I thought, do I want to bring up KOC? I don't know. I never want to be the first person that's like, it's time to have the KOC discussion.
Yeah.
But at the
we
same
obviously
time,
love him. We believe in him as a leader. He's a great guy, but
it is time to question some things.
Well,
I
the
think you're
thing
right.
is, KOC is in a West Coast style offense, and that involves being relatively quarterback friendly and having those quick hitters, to the outside. And
part of it.
in this last game, Aaron Rodgers, 86% of his passes were not going for 10 yards. And he ended up the day with 83%, went 18 for 22. And it's not like he was lighting the world on fire, but I mean, they schemed it pretty well for him. And I think that's what we need to be doing, not having Kevin O'Connell maybe in the mic ripping off 12-second, 15 20-second play calls to us. Like,
we don't need to do trick plays. We don't need deep, long passing plays. Get the ball in your playmakers' hands and let them do their thing. I want to see Addison in the open field. I want to see Hawkinson catching a short pass, running through 3 guys and getting a gain of 20 yards. You know, like they all can do it. We have amazing playmakers on our team. I want to see more pass attempts. I want to see more pass completions and a little bit less of this all or nothing approach.
I'm with you 100%. Alana, do you have a mystery?
I was gifted a mystery award.
Okay.
And
This one's
listen,
for fun.
This one's for funsies. Give that man his Tesla keys award.
His Tesla keys?
Tesla. I think it was a Tesla.
That's an even more of a hint. I know who it is, Phil. Who do we need to give our keys to? Who needs his keys, Phil?
I even added the Tesla.
What? I feel like you just gave it away and I still can't get it.
Do you want us to put you out of your misery, or do you want to guess?
I know this one.
No
Even
way,
Hank
producer Hank chipping it over here. He knows.
Guy was paying attention to the preseason pods. Appreciate you, Hank.
I like the drama.
Okay, here, I'm going to guess. Max Brosmer.
Boo.
Does Max Brosmer drive a Tesla?
I don't know, like, give the man
Maybe,
his
you know,
keys.
maybe
Phil,
Like,
who on our team got a DUI?
You were
Who on our
saying
team lost his keys?
Who got his keys taken away from him?
Lord. Jordan Addison.
Jordan Addison. Thank you. Good Lord. Bro, Jordan Addison showed up and showed out in this game. That 81-yard catch. Yes, I understand he got tackled on the goal line. You can't get ran down by a linebacker. I will say he stumbled out of his break.
He's
never
just a
caught
little
full
less
speed.
conditioned, maybe. You know,
Nah, it was a footing thing. I blame Ireland and their horrible field. I saw so many slips and falls. That's BS. We should have had the longer studs in. Neither here nor there. Addison is back. Shout out to him in his first game back, getting over 100 yards receiving on 4 catches. It's so great to have him back. I feel like it alleviates stress from Jefferson.
Absolutely.
Opens up the offense even more. And, you know, I'm really hoping that these first 4 games, going 2-2, can we just call it a wash? It's a fresh season. Let's come out week 5 and just be the best version of this offense. I understand the game against the Bengals was an amazing game for the Vikings, but it still wasn't the offensive excellence that we expect from a Kevin O'Connell offense. So I think Addison's going to help a lot. It's good to have him back.
You know, his yardage total.
Give that man his keys.
Give that man his keys. He now has 1 less yard than TJ Hawkinson through 4 games in just that one game.
That's right. He's a big play guy. He's somebody you
big
get the
play
ball in
guy.
his hands and he's going to make some magic happen. So a lot to look forward to in this game against the Browns. Wouldn't you say, Alana?
Yeah, next week brings another early morning game, this time, like you said, versus the Browns in a much more friendly London environment. I know I'm right this time, that it is going to be home field advantage. The UK has always had our back. Screw Ireland. We're ready for a win. Moving on. Maybe the UK should have just had possession of them this whole time. Maybe that's way too far. But the Vikings need this game before the bye week. They need this game. Like you said, 2-2. Let's just look at it. Fresh start. The last time the Vikings played the Browns in a regular season game was back in October 3rd, 2021. They lost. The Vikings lost 14-7. I was at that game. Got to add that loss to my experience.
That game was bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just am hoping they can redeem themselves. I love this sentence. Let's do something the Packers couldn't do this year. Let's beat the Browns. Kickoff.
Amen.
Yes. Kickoff is this Sunday at 8:30 a.m. at the Northumberland Development Project, which sounds not nice, but if you look it up, it's actually very nice. I'm very excited. Skol.